my Polish ancestry is my largest ancestry. It's right. For one thing, I know that the Polish language is particularly hard to learn. If you want to get connected with your culture, language is a big part of how you can do
I'm
that because
sure what you did is going to inspire a lot of Polish, half
yeah, and
Polish
then
or
so if you do the DNA test, that can also
okay,
okay.
so can you tell us how did you find your cousin Grażyna in Poland?
Sure. So basically I was I had taken the DNA test myheritage.com a few years ago, and I like to just go on every once in a while and just look at any new relatives, and I came upon a third, it was roughly a third cousin. Her name's Grażyna, and I see, oh, she lives in Poland. And then I decided to go to her family tree that she posted. The first thing I noticed was that all of or a whole bunch of her, I think the majority of her ancestors were from the same town, Kshantka, that my great grandmother, through my basically my maternal line, my great grandmother Agnieszka Wołosz, she was from. Um,
Yeah,
and this is a town in Podkarpackie, part of Poland, right?
yeah.
So the very southeast. And then I found that she listed my own grandmother in her family tree. So I was like, wow, this woman must have, she clearly has some knowledge of even my own, immediate family. Um, and she listed a couple of, there's two of my grandmother's siblings on there. So I was like, okay, I'd love to reach out to this woman.
And what inspired you to reach out to her?
Uh, a couple things. Now, I had already actually reached out to and met in person two DNA cousins from 23andMe in Poland, actually, when I went to Poland before. But I don't know, I still don't know the exact relationship to them. I don't know exactly who we're descended from.
Okay.
But with this Grażyna, she has a very detailed tree. So I have an exact, I have know the exact way that we are related. So we share the same great grandparents. Um, so yeah, it was pretty amazing. And then yeah, and I've always I mean, I think a lot of us in our family, we've always wished to have this connection, like concrete connection to some a relative in Poland, but probably a lot of us because of like the language barrier and because, you know, up until the 90s, basically, it was very hard. It was pretty hard to go to Poland, right? Or just any of the area where the Soviet Union was. So,
Yeah.
or just I guess communication was harder. However, we do have, I know there's at least one letter that we have in our possession that was written in the 70s. And for some reason, the woman didn't sign her name, but it seems to be that it was from probably, I guess, one of Grażyna's aunts or great aunts who would have sent this letter to my great aunt.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so that was pretty cool. So I want to try to maybe show her that letter in some way. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. During one of our lessons, you asked me to help you write this letter to her in Polish. And how did it feel using Polish for such a personal message?
Um, well, it definitely felt cool. Uh, well, and now, I mean, I have, since I'm pretty fluent in Spanish, I've written some letters, just or messages to DNA matches from Puerto Rico before, so I have at least some of that. I've had some of that experience writing in one of like my ancestral languages to a relative. But then Poland, that's the Polish. My Polish ancestry is my largest ancestry. It's right. It's like half my ancestry. So
Yeah,
it was pretty cool because I mean, I'm just learning Polish and now I can actually use it to possibly make this connection to, a third cousin. Um,
yeah,
yeah, it was pretty cool. It was also kind of weird because I'm not, still have a pretty low level in Polish compared to Spanish, right? So it's just, um, it's, I mean, you helped me a lot with it, so like it didn't quite feel as authentic if I were to have written it in Spanish. But I mean, yeah, it was still a good experience, I think. Yeah, and
okay.
good practice.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely. But how do you think she would react when she reads this in Polish? I mean, if it were in English, the reaction might
Um,
have been different, right?
well, yeah. I mean, well, I don't. I mean, depending on her level of English, which my guess is probably not high, but I mean, who knows? But
Yeah,
yeah, guessing that her level of English is lower, she probably would decide to like just do a Google Translate. And um, yeah, I mean, I think she'd probably be impressed that I knew Polish. Like,
yeah, exactly.
yeah, like most Polish Americans do not know like barely even 10 words in Polish.
Yeah, that's why we are
Um,
here. That's why we are here to
yeah,
change this.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, they're definitely a lot of Polish Americans will at least know a few words, like, but um, I mean, even I was lucky compared to other Polish people that I knew maybe 100 words growing up. So,
yeah.
um, yeah. So, um, what was I'm kind of getting off track, aren't
No, my question was, do you think the fact that she got the message in Polish um, was more, impressive for her than if it were just English?
Yeah. I'm sure it was. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
me too. So, what would you say to other Polish Americans or any Polish people around the world who are curious about their, families in Poland and their roots?
Uh, I would say, I mean, for one thing, I know that the Polish language is particularly hard to learn. There's probably and trying to get yourself to learn any language, um, is gonna be kind of hard. Like, I mean, even me, like, I'm a language teacher myself, and I still find it difficult sometimes to try to get the motivation. But for me, I think if you want to get connected with your culture, language is a big part of how you can do that because, you know, I mean, language, like you know, there's people know, like linguists know that languages all have a little bit of a different, you know, way of thinking, and there's a reason why there are a lot of efforts to uh have language revitalization efforts today. There's a lot of like,
Yeah,
indigenous American languages or like um the Celtic languages, right? Because they carry a lot of cultural knowledge and almost cultural uh might you say like, gems or like
Yes.
little treasures and stuff, right? Like they so if you do want to connect with your Polish heritage, I would say just yeah, trying to learn at least a bit of the language is definitely a good step. Um
A- And
yeah.
what should someone who wants to find their, distant family in Poland, what should they do? What to begin with?
Well, I would say, I mean, I know a lot of well, for me, I have taken a few DNA tests. But I know a lot of people don't want to do that. I completely understand. I mean, the 23andMe just had a whole scandal. I don't know if you heard about that.
No, no,
Like,
I
they're
don't
gonna
know much about these tests.
actually, I think I should probably delete my data soon because they're gonna be selling it to a third party. But
Oh,
just like, yeah, people have, you know, um, concerns about your DNA being out there and somebody else being able to get it and use it for, malicious purposes, which is I understand. But so even if you don't want to do a DNA test, there are plenty of resources. Like, I mean, ancestry.com, at least for Americans, has helped me a lot. Um, Now, I mean, I you do have gener to be able to access the full range of records, you're going to have to pay a monthly fee of at least $25 a month. But if you do it, for even a month or a couple months, and you really just spend that month putting in the research, then you should hopefully be able to find at least a lot of stuff from the US that may even list, you know, the towns where they're from, or at least give you some clues. And then, but yeah, and then so if you do the DNA test, that can also help a lot, especially if you do MyHeritage, because MyHeritage seems to be a lot more popular in Europe, I guess.
okay.
Yeah, there don't seem, yeah, from my experience. I guess Ancestry.com is not so popular in Europe, I think. So,
Can you
yeah.
can you try to just tell me what exactly you did, like step by step? How exactly did you, how exactly you found Grażyna, your cousin?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So what
Um,
was the first thing you did? Then the second thing you...
well, the first thing I had to do was to take the DNA test, right? I
Okay.
just had to order
And,
it
but
and
so
take
you
oh,
found this like a website or what? How?
yeah. So it's myheritage.com.
Okay.
Yeah. And uh, I took their DNA test, and I don't know, it took a few weeks to get back to me. And
Okay.
actually, well, the nice thing they have for MyHeritage is you can filter it based on the country that somebody is listing that they're from. So, um, I saw that and I decided to start like just filtering by like, Ireland, Poland, Puerto Rico, or even Spain, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, I have distant Spanish ancestry, um,
Okay.
from Puerto Rico, right? So I've Polish ancestry. I've for the people from Poland. I was just doing that at one point a couple weeks ago, and I just and it this Grażyna, she's the closest relative of mine, like
So
DNA
after
wise.
what did you do after you had done the test? You got the
After I,
results, right? You got some
yeah,
like an email or something?
yeah. I mean, yeah, you definitely get an email. I mean, knowing myself, I was checking it like every other day. So,
So
um,
on this website now you have your account and
yeah,
you have
yeah,
like a list of relatives from Poland or
yeah, yeah.
and you have
Um,
their emails, for example. And
they don't give you their emails. They give you there's just like a it's like within the website itself. There's a way to message them.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
can just send them a message through this platform, through the website.
Yeah.
Okay,
Um
okay, so
yeah.
okay, so you first you know you went on this website, and through the website you ordered the test, or
Yeah. Um
okay,
although actually specifically for this one, what you can also do is if you've already bought like 23andMe or ancestry.com, I believe, you can actually just do what's called a DNA transfer, and you can pay like a smaller fee, uh, and they can give you they can give you their results, which is basically it allows you to have more DNA matches for people who've taken the MyHeritage test, right? So
yeah,
it just less of a fee if you've already taken these other tests, which is kind of cool. I mean, and now,
okay,
I mean, I don't know if they still do that. I'm assuming they do, but because I did it a few years ago, several years ago, but um, yeah. And then, yeah, so then we made the account and they give you, you're the estimate of where your ancestors are from throughout the world.
okay.
And then there's a whole, there's like probably a couple thousand DNA matches on there, if not more. So,
Oh well,
yeah,
but you mean you have that many?
apparently, I mean, it goes back to like probably like
So
fifth, sixth cousins.
the first Polish person.
Oh, not that far.
No, I'm just joking. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, but that's very
yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
So why do you think it's important to do that?
Um, I think I mean, I'll say personally, it's important for me because I guess I just have this desire or this drive to like connect all these different parts of my family tree.
Yeah,
Um, but then, with the specific cultural side of it, connecting to a specific culture like my Polish heritage,
yeah,
it's to me, it's kind of like it it brings together like the different links, right? And it has it's like concrete um idea, or it's a person who you can actually link to that culture. So um
do you
that's
think
the best way I would put it.
okay?
Yeah.
Do you think you can get to know yourself if you don't really know your family?
Yeah, I can definitely help you. Yeah, to know yourself.
No,
Um
no, I mean for someone who, you know, let's say someone is watching us now, yeah, and
yeah.
they think, why should I do that? So my question to them and also to you, because you know now better than anyone who hasn't done this. Do you
hmm
think someone can get to know themselves if they don't know their family, their families, their roots, their ancestors and things like this?
Um it would definitely be harder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. There'd be parts of your, you know, your history, your background that you would have missing. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. No, to me, it's a very interesting how far this, technology of connecting people is going to go, and I see a future where people like you who started doing something to get to know their relatives in Poland. I think the
Hmm.
number of these people is going to grow rapidly, and this is going to be not only important and useful for the Polish Americans, but also for the Polish people who are in Poland now or
Mm.
wherever. It doesn't really matter where they are, but just to get to know someone who they might don't even know of their existence, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
This opens huge opportunities for both
Yeah.
sides. That's why
Mm.
I am very thankful for this, you know, conversation because you are the perfect example that's pretty easy. You know,
Mm.
it doesn't take like, you don't
Oh
have
yeah.
to you don't have
Yeah.
to uh, do some complicated things in order to find your relatives in Poland,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And I'm sure what you did is going to inspire a lot of Polish, half Polish or whatever the percentage is, Polish people around the world.
Yeah. I hope
Um,
so.
yeah, I'm sure this is just a matter of time because um, just most people definitely want to know who they are, right?
Hmm.
And I
Yeah.
think it's it's like a foundation to know your family, especially in a situation where they are in different countries. They speak, let's say, a language that you don't, or you learn, or you want to learn.
Yeah.
All these things are connected.
Yeah.
Um, so what do you want to do next after you get the response from Grażyna? Do you want to meet
Well,
with her?
yeah, I would definitely love to meet with her. Because yeah, I mean, I'm hoping actually I would have liked to have gone to Poland this year, but it doesn't look like that's gonna happen. But I mean, whether or not, if it's when I get my Karta Polaka, I mean, hopefully if and when I get it, and then if and when I move to Poland, or maybe before then, if we go as a family trip again, yeah, I'd love to try to meet up with her or, her kids or her family or extended family if she is, open to doing that. So yeah, that'd be the next step. And just, maybe to exchange information and, um, just establish that contact. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great. I'm
Yeah.
sure that that's achievable.
Yeah.
Um, and are there any other cousins or relatives that you want to also a message?
Um, there were like well, I think I have messaged a couple other people. Uh, but it just seems like this relative, she has the most she's the closest relative in Poland, at least to me, and she has like a very extensive family tree. So, um,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, although I would love to try to figure out exactly how I'm related to these other two
yeah,
DNA relatives who I had already met with, that would be cool. So, yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Okay,
um,
Peter,
yeah,
really wishing you luck with connecting to, with your relatives.
Thanks. Yeah.
Um, Thank you for this conversation. And yeah, if you need any help with the next message, you let me know. Yeah.
I will. Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And thank you for doing this with this with me. This was pretty neat. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for your insights, and see you in the next one.
Sure, yeah. See ya Tuesday.
Yeah. See you.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Cześć.
Cześć.
Wolność, kocham i rozumiem wolność.